What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Cam ATL, and thank you guys for joining me as always. Make sure you drop a like down below in the comment section. Comment down below who you think is going to be Week 8's best top performer on DraftKings. Put their name and their point total down in the comment section. It was an amazing Week 7 once again. We got our fourth NFL win in a row. It was fantastic. Now we're focused on doing it again for Week 8. All right? Now, this is a tough slate. There's a lot of tough matchups on this slate. There's nothing that's like super sure thing. There are a few games where we're going to want to target some in, and we're going to talk about that. As you guys know, the beginning of the week, this video that I'm about to do right now, this is the first look lineup video. So I'm going to put together a lineup with you guys, and we're going to talk about pretty much only talk about the guys that are in the first look lineup. Alright, as we build the lineup. Then later on in the week, I'm going to make a final look video where it goes position by position and breaks down every player that's in the player pool that we're willing to play. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to put together a lineup. Most of the time, these first look lineups are geared more towards GPP, solely on the fact that it's a little less research than as the week goes on. You know what I mean? So it's more of a gut feel first look lineup than anything. So if you want to throw this in a GPP, so be it. Pay attention to injuries. But make sure you pay attention to things as the week goes on. And this most likely will not be the line that I end up rolling out. Just FYI. Alright? Anyways, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Starting off at quarterback, the guy that I want to talk about is going to be... I'm wanting to save some money here because I love the position that Derek Carr is in here. All right, Derek Carr is traveling to Cleveland, going against a Cleveland team whose defense has been bad. He almost gave up 40 to the rookie Joe Burrow. All right, gave up over 42 to Dak Prescott week 4. Okay, this Cleveland secondary has struggled. They have not been great. This Cleveland defense in general has been giving it up. Derek Carr has been very consistent. His lowest DK output this year was against Carolina, where he only got 13 DraftKings points. Outside of that, 22, 17, 24, 27, 20. Like, he has been fairly consistent. He's in a solid spot here against Cleveland. I absolutely love Derek Carr, and he's going to be the guy that I go at quarterback at only 5.5, allowing you to do a lot more in the, the rest of the spots. All right, at running back, the guy that I'm really wanting to go with is going to be Kareem Hunt to run that back. On the other side, on the Cleveland side, there's a few guys on this Cleveland side that I'm interested in. This game in general is one of my favorite games, okay, as of right now. We'll have to pay attention as the week goes on about how weather's looking and stuff like that and how that could change things. But as of right now, this is a game that I'm really interested in. Kareem Hunt at home in Cleveland is in a fantastic spot. All right, the dude's getting all the running carries, majority of the running carries. He's a guy who will get you 4 to 5 targets in the pass game. This is a great matchup on the ground against Las Vegas, who's been giving up a ton of yards per carry. It's just a wonderful situation for Kareem Hunt. All right, this is a Las Vegas team that gave up almost 19 to Devin Singletary. Gave up 19 to Sonny Michel the week before that, and then gave up almost 40 to Alvin Kamara week 2. I expect a big game out of Kareem Hunt here in this one. He's under 7K, so it feels like a discount for him. And so, yeah, beautiful spot there. All right, next up, Jerick McKinnon sticks out to me. He is going to get an expanded role here because Jeff Wilson was carted off of the field in their last game. Now he's going against Seattle. Seattle's done okay against the ground game. They've been a lot worse to get through the air. But the thing is look, Jerick McKinnon's a guy who gets exposure in the pass game a lot too. So as you saw in the first 4 games of the season, 13, 13, 16, 22, he's a guy who can give you solid production. And then when Jeff Wilson started balling, he started going down. But now with Wilson back out, expect McKinnon to pop back up. Hopefully his ownership will be able to stay lowish because, he's had 3 straight weeks where he's had down performances because Jeff Wilson's been in there. But now that Jeff Wilson is out, he's going to pop back up to where he was. So I love Jerick McKinnon here. I'm expecting 15 to 20 or more DraftKings points against Seattle. They're 3-point underdogs, so I'm expecting a lot of air game to McKinnon as well. A lot of little dump-off passes, screens, stuff like that to McKinnon. So I definitely love him. And on top of that, they're also missing Deebo Samuel again. So they're missing some weapons. And I like Jerick McKinnon to really step up in their absence. All right. Next up, let's go to receivers. We got a lot of cheap receivers here. The main guys that I love here are cheap receivers this week. And we're going to start with Rashard Higgins. Rashard Higgins is only 4-2 with Odell Beckham having season-ending ACL injury. All right? Odell Beckham will miss. Obviously, that's going to bump up Jarvis Landry, but what that's going to do is that's going to make defenses focus in on Jarvis Landry a lot more. Okay? As we saw last season when Odell got hurt at some point, I remember Odell got hurt and Jarvis didn't really pop off like we had hoped. That's because defenses started kind of honing in on him a little bit. Now, Rashard Higgins is a guy that I expect to absolutely explode. And speaking of which, he's another type of guy as card like I talked about on Twitter. I'm going to be starting a sports cards website as well. I'm in the works with it right now, where it's going to feature players who had huge weeks. It's going to feature their rookie cards only too. I'm not going to do anything but rookie cards. I'm going to feature the top players' rookie cards from that week, and I'm also going to have a section predicting future stars who are going to about to explode and have their rookie cards on my site as well. So stay tuned for that. For everybody who's a sports collector, all right, that site's pretty much going to help you predict guys who are going to pop off before they pop off and their card prices spike. But Rashard Higgins is in that spot to have a spike for the rest of this season. I would not be surprised to see Higgins have a very solid rest of the season here, and his rookie cards spike up from, I don't know, whatever their price is right now to more. So Rashard Higgins is in a fantastic position here. I think he's going to have a solid game here, as we saw in this last game. All right. Rashard Higgins, 6 targets, 6 catches, 110 yards. I'm expecting Higgins to be a big benefactor with Odell being out. And against Las Vegas, I mean, the situation could not be any better. They just gave up 26 to Scotty Miller. That's all I'm going to say. Rashard Higgins, definitely. Now, obviously, I want to pair up my boy Carr with a few players. And I'll get to the next guy. I'm pretty sure you know who it is at tight end. But Nelson Agholor here. All right, Nelson Agholor has been the other weapon that they have been just utilizing a ton of. Now, Agholor's got 3 touchdowns in the last 3 games. He's got 4 touchdowns in 6 games this year. All right, now the bright spot is in this last game, he finally got 9 targets against Tampa Bay when they were down big here. They're underdogs against Cleveland. So I'm expecting Las Vegas to have to do a lot of throwing. Cleveland's secondary just gave up almost 31 to Tyler Boyd. Nelson Agholor's in a solid spot at only 4.7. He's a guy that I like pairing with Carr. As well as, let's go ahead and just do it now, Darren Waller. Don't need to explain this much. This is the most consistent, most heavily targeted tight end in all of the NFL. Pretty obvious. DK, we got full point PPR. This is a spot where it's just a beautiful spot here for him, all right? Dalton Schultz got almost 18 DraftKings points against Cleveland's defense. So Darren Waller's in a fantastic spot. And once again, I've been featuring this guy a lot, man, but A.J. Green, he's starting to have a come-out party with A.J. Burrow. That means with Burrow. Okay, a lot, like, they have been doing a lot of connecting lately. The last 2 games. All right, 11 targets and 13 targets the last 2 games. He has been getting heavily targeted. Now he's going against a Tennessee squad where they are solid underdogs, which I agree with. They're at home, but they should be solid underdogs against Tennessee. They're going to be throwing a lot to try to keep up. Juju Smith-Schuster dropped over 17. Will Fuller got almost 28. Stephon Diggs almost got 24. All right, now A.J. Green's in a solid spot to be productive here in this one. I really like A.J. Green. I'm definitely tempted to play some Bengals in this matchup here against Tennessee in an underdog spot, at least pass catchers. And A.J. Green's the first guy I want to start with because his price isn't rising. All right, his targets have been rising, but his price only jumped 200 from last week. So I'm expecting 15 or more DraftKings points out of A.J. Green once again. Now again, Alvin Kamara. Now the matchup against Chicago is not ideal, but we're expected to be missing Emmanuel Sanders again. And we're expecting to be missing Michael Thomas, okay? This is not your average running back. This is a wide receiver 1 on top of a wide receiver 1 on top of a running back 1. Okay? He is a morphed wide receiver running back. Period. He's a WB. All right? He's a wide back. But yeah, Alvin Kamara is a wide back. All right? He's look, no matter who they play, all right, at the end of the day, you got to keep this in mind. Ronald Jones went for almost 19 against the Chicago defense. That's not a ton, but that was Ronald Jones. Alvin Kamara is utilized so heavily in this New Orleans offense. I think this game is going to stay close. Chicago's defense, yes, they have been very good. The Rams were able to move the ball on them last night, but that Chicago defense has been solid. But Alvin Kamara here missing some core guys on that team. The amount of usage this kid's going to have is just worth it. He's still, regardless of matchup, one of the safest options that you can play. All right, plain and simple. Now, as the week goes on, maybe I'll decide I want to save money and go down from him and go up somewhere else. But as of right now, Alvin Kamara, especially if Michael Thomas misses, and Emmanuel Sanders is already going to miss, but if Michael Thomas misses for sure, Alvin Kamara is your guy. And then that leaves us with 4-7. We can go really whoever we want at defense. I really like the Chiefs going against the Jets at home in Kansas City. The way I see this going, Kansas City getting up big here at home in Kansas City. Jets trying to do too much, trying to catch up. A lot of turnovers. I'm expecting a pick-6 touchdown, maybe even a fumble recovery touchdown. I'm thinking Kansas City's defense is going to be a big part of this game here. They just smashed and got 24 DraftKings points against Denver last week. This is a prime spot against the Jets. Like I said, 19-point favorites as of right now by Vegas. 19-point favorites. Kansas City is going to get up big at home. The Jets are going to have to throw to try to catch up, and there's going to be a lot of mistakes made. All right, now, I will talk about one other receiver real quick. Speaking of Kansas City's defense and the Jets having to throw a lot to keep up, we played Perryman and he let us down. All right, but I'm definitely interested in taking a little deeper look at some Jets receivers once again. Okay, it's DFS. You got to have a short memory. Perryman let us down last week. Didn't really matter because everybody else pretty much did great. But at the end of the day, Jets are going to be down big and have to do a ton of throwing against Kansas City. So I wouldn't be surprised to see one of these Jets guys, Berrios, Perryman, Jeff Smith, one of these guys pop off just off of sole volume, sole targets that they're going to get in this pass game. So keep an eye on Perryman. He's questionable as of right now. If he misses, Berrios is going to be fantastic. Let me see how much Berrios is. Berrios is 3.5. Oh, yeah, so pay attention to that situation for sure. But, yeah, right now I'm going to put my boy AJ back in here, and then we're going to call it a day. Let me put AJ. Boom, there he is. All right, greenlightdfs.com. Join the squad. First look lineup is Derek Carr, Kareem Hunt, Jerick McKinnon, Rashard Higgins, Nelson Agholor, AJ Green, Darren Waller, Alvin Kamara, and Chiefs defense. The two games that I have the most interest in the beginning of this week is Minnesota Green Bay and Cleveland in the Raiders. All right, that's the most important spot, and then I want some San Francisco against Seattle, of course, because that's a horrible defense. All right, thank you guys for joining me. Drop a like down below. Make sure you comment down below who you think is going to be the highest scoring DraftKings player on this slate. Comment their name and their point total down in the comment section for a chance to win $100. Thank you guys for joining me as always, and good luck this week. I'm out.